It is okay to say that League of Legends Wild Rift is a challenging game. Indeed, you can pick it up and give it a try, but there is a lot you have to learn if you want to become a good player. So it can feel pretty darn overwhelming when you first start to play. That is why we've put together this League of Legends Wild Rift guide that'll explain some of the more profound components of League of Legends Wild Rift. If you are brand new to the game, it's a great way to understand better. Welcome back to Legends Depot. Today we bring a more entertaining topic for you, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more up-to-date and entertaining content. Just one click on the bell icon and stay with us. Now, let's get started. League of Legends Wild Rift classes. First and foremost, we'll go over each of the 6 classes that the characters in League of Legends Wild Rift belong to. Some of them have overlap with other classes or are secondary classes, but these are the 6 main classes, and understanding what they do is essential to surviving in Wild Rift. For example, you can't drive a car without first learning how to use the pedals, and you shouldn't play League of Legends until you've learned how to use the classes. Number 1. Fighter. Fighters are also known as bruisers, and they are good at dealing out and soaking up damage. They're frontline attackers who need to be in the heat of the battle, protecting their team and focusing their damage on high-priority targets. If anyone tries to flank your team, it's your job to fight them back. Fighters are weak against mages that deal range damage, but good against assassins and tanks. Divers are the 2 mobile, and they act as a harder assassin. Juggernauts are essentially damage-dealing tanks, but they come at a high cost in terms of mobility. Number 2. Tank. Tanks are, as the title indicates, huge brutes capable of absorbing massive amounts of damage. They also employ crowd management to maintain control of the battle and keep the enemy team's attention on them. The tank's main purpose is to prevent the opposing team from doing what they want. Vanguard tanks lead the assault, employing offensive abilities and inflicting AoE damage. Warden tanks are all about defense and shielding their teammates from the other squad. Number 3. Mage. Mages use their magical abilities to harm opponents while staying on top of the fight's flow. They are effective against fighters and marksmen, but struggle against tanks because they cannot quickly do enough damage to knock them out. They are also vulnerable to assassins. Artillery mages do long-range burst damage, but they are weak to close combat due to their overall squishiness. Battle mages act more like fighters, charging into the fray, but they must be bolstered with protective gear. Finally, burst mages are super tough slaughterers that can kill people lickety-split. Number 4. Assassin. Assassins attack single targets up close and personal, dealing huge quantities of damage. In addition, they're quick, which is necessary given their lack of defensive qualities. They can defeat marksmen and mages, but they will struggle against tanks and fighters due to their high HP. If you want to be perfect as an assassin, you'll need to learn all about gank, coming out of the jungle and overpowering unsuspecting enemies. Assassins are fast-moving and can draw the opponent team's attention and bait them into wasting their abilities. Number 5. Marksman. Marksmen are the backline of your offensive, taking long-range shots to destroy enemies before they can get in close. If you play as a marksman, you'll need to gather a lot of gold right away because you'll need to level up your strength with weapons. But after you've done that, you'll be extremely strong. They can take down fighters and tanks with swift auto attacks, but they are vulnerable to mages and assassins who can take them down quickly if you aren't cautious. Therefore, marksman characters should be primarily concerned with securing goals and towers. Number 6. Support. Surprisingly, support characters are all about the support. They're pretty weak on their own, but they're powerful when combined with other classes. So if you're playing a support character and you find yourself on your own, you're probably in danger. Catchers and enchanters are the 2 types of support characters. Catchers use crowd management skills to help their team's attacking potential. Enchanters mainly enhance and heal, albeit they have minor crowd control abilities. Alright friends, hope you are enjoying the video. Then what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel Legends Depot and click the bell icon to be notified when the next prestigious video is live. Keep watching this video and let's move on to our next spot. League of Legends Wild Rift roles and lanes. Now we'll make a list of various lanes and the duties that go with them. These are some of the most crucial concepts to grasp in League of Legends. They might be somewhat tricky when you first start out in Wild Rift, but once things start to click, you'll progress much more. Number 1. Barron Lane. Barron Lane gets its name from its proximity to Baron Nashor and the Herald spawn. It's a 1v1 lane and it's the ideal spot to be when you're just starting off. Fighters, tanks, or assassins frequently populate it. If you want to play well here, you'll need to develop some map awareness. You have to keep an eye out for gankers coming from the jungle to avoid being swamped. It's also an excellent location for learning about trade and last-hitting minions. The faster you win the lane, the better your team's position will be when split pushing and engaging team battles. Winning the lane will also turn you into a mid-game powerhouse. Number 2. Mid lane. Mid lane runs through the center of the map. It's another 1v1 lane. Assassins and mages are usually fighting over this central ground. It's an essential spot for ganking from the jungle. Hence, it's a difficult place to start in Wild Rift. The mid lane is generally the quickest to settle because it is the shortest of the 3 lanes. That means if you win the mid lane, you'll get your ultimate much faster than if you won the other lanes. Players who take on the mid lane role must be adaptive, ready to help players in other lanes after winning their lane, and help the jungler in part of their chores. When they have their ultimate, they should constantly be aiming to kill. Number 3. Dragon Lane. The Dragon Lane is the lane nearest to the dragon spawn point. It is a 2v2 lane as opposed to the other 2 lanes. A support and a marksman are the most common teams here. Unsurprisingly, it is also the most difficult of the 3 lanes to master. Marksmen must farm things and gold to improve their stats, last-hitting minions, and remain away from the heart of the action. The support character is responsible for protecting the marksman, controlling the lane, and keeping the other team at bay. Players in Dragon Lane must cultivate dragons, guard the jungler when in danger, and much more. The Dragon Lane can turn into a true fight of attrition, so don't spread yourself too thin, otherwise you'll be overrun. Number 4. Jungle. The jungle is the vast space between the lanes, and it's a difficult job for novice players to fill. So the major goals here are to farm jungle monsters to become stronger and drop buffs for other players and gank other lanes as necessary. Securing the drakes and scuttlers is essential because they may influence the pace of a battle and provide your team with boosts and buffs as they travel between lanes. Unfortunately, when you're the jungler, you can't simply focus on one thing. Thus, you have to juggle this with ganking. Fighters and tanks are the finest classes to use in the jungle. Remember though that you should only play as the jungler if you're completely comfortable with everything that's happening on in Wild Rift. Okay, now it's time to explore some Rift items. League of Legends Wild Rift items. Last but not least, we'll look at the various types of items on which you'll be spending your gold. These are the methods for firming up your character in the middle of a game, and investing correctly can turn you into an unstoppable killing machine. Number 1. Physical items. These are things that improve your character's physical AD, attack damage. They will boost your character's AD, attack speed, and critical strike potential. If you're playing a character that specializes in dealing physical damage, you must invest some of your money here. Number 2. Magic items. These items are all about increasing the potency of your magical spells, making them cause more damage, decreasing their cooldown times, and other benefits. Mages and support characters are most likely to spend their gold here, but tanks may as well. Number 3. Defense weapons. You guessed it, these goods are effectively Wild Rift's armor. They increase your HP, armor, and magic resistance. Of course, tanks and fighters will need to invest their gold here, but any character can profit from adding some defense to their design. Number 4. Boots. Boots are extremely important for all characters in Wild Rift because they allow you to move faster. They will also help you in avoiding skill shots. You should also consider purchasing enchantments for your boots, which give you extra useful powers that can help in many scenarios. That's all about League of Legends Wild Rift. What do you think about this game? Let us know in the comments below. So that's all about today. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel so you can join the Legends Depot squad and be a part of the channel. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.